This video is recorded for the submission of C project titled Ekaki Table Tennis to the Department of Computer Engineering by BCT 077 Group AB, Group Darshan Koirala 024, Ashish Shrestha 003, Abahan Tamrakar 004 and Anmol Chalisay 011 in September 5, 2021. So this is the project titled C Project Ekaki Table Tennis. What is Ekaki? It literally means a single player table tennis game. Without going further into the presentation, let me go straight into the demonstration of this program. So let us see what the program is like. This is a game, simple game. Here you can say Ekaki Table Tennis. That is just the title. That is designed by Inkscape. So press ESC to exit. That is, if you press ESC, then it will exit. Press the space bar to start the game and left click to start the ball. You'll understand the second line if you do the first. So let me press space bar. So basically this is the game that you get. So if you press left mouse button, then it will start. So if you hit the pad, or if you protect the ball, then you're going to score 15 points. And if you do not, you're going to go to the game over screen and you're going to have the total score that you scored here, and press spacebar to restart. You can press the spacebar to restart, so it's going to restart again. So if you press ESC, then it's going to exit. So this is a simple game. So here is basically the thing. C Project Ekaki Table Tennis. So let me start it. So here the table of contents, introduction, concept, tools used, physics and logic, references. These all are very vital things. So let us talk about introduction. What is Ekaki Table Tennis? I've told it. So Ekaki Table Tennis is a single player Pong-like game developed by the four as a first semester C project developed from scratch. It is developed from scratch, by the way, using Raylib. So Raylib is a library I'll tell you afterwards in this presentation. Why a game? Why not something useful instead? So this is a complaint that we hear, but game is an interesting area so that we do not feel bored and we can program easily. Not easily, but learning. So game features. So what are the game features? A single player and a score HUD, that HUD, that is heads up display. This is a prominent feature of a game, so we have implemented it, and it's very minimal. It's less than 500 lines of code, and it's a good thing because it is readable. Just 2 files, no any makefile is needed, although I've used a makefile, but makefile is not needed for this project. And sound effects and graphics in Nepali, I've just shown it. That is designed with the help of Inkscape. We also thought of rendering font, but it turns out that our library didn't support ligatures. So what we had to do is use fonts like Preeti. I know how to type in Preeti, but others may not know, so the symbols are going to confuse everyone, so we decided not to do that, just use an image. So another one is, let's talk about tools used. So compiler and IDE used. So I use Clang, that's C-Lang, and the others, they used MingGW, it's just platform dependent. So Arch Linux I use, and they use Microsoft Windows, so because of that the compiler varies, but both of the compiler, they compile this program without any warnings or error, so it is a good thing. So here KDevelop, VS Code, NeoVim are the IDEs that I used, and others use Notepad++, VS Code, and live collaborations were done with the help of Livesphere using VS Code, and no version control system that is like Git, we didn't use that. So let us talk about library for graphics rendering here. So for graphics rendering we use Raylib version 3.7.0, an OpenGL based high-level graphics rendering library written in standard C99. So this is a logo for Raylib. So what's the OpenGL? OpenGL is more lower level, so we cannot code in that because we are not that experienced C programmers. So this is our first mini project, so we didn't use OpenGL or something like that, or Vulkan, anything like that. We just use a high-level programming library that's Raylib, which is built in top of OpenGL. So it was easier for us to develop this game. So what are the coding convention and style? This is also a very important aspect of any program. So the first one is upper camel case for function names and structure. You can see the first capital, and in each difference in word you used capital letters. So similarly for variable names, lower camel case. So the first is a small, and each separation of the words has a capital letter. So approach for coding is used for enum, structs, function and type defs. I'll just show you in the next slide. So here is the process for coding. What we did is type def, it is type definition for struct, so that we wouldn't use the struct keyword. That is just annoying to use the struct keyword. So we did just this, type def struct and feed data. After that, data1 is equal to this variable declaration of data1. We pass the data1 to a function name, so the function is gonna take the data inside into stuff. So this is basically a basic structure of our program. I'm going to show it in the code too. So here the physics and logic. This is the most important part of the program, since we didn't use any kind of what it is called game engine. We used just plain coding. We had to develop the physics and logic ourselves. So that is not too difficult to do. So get a screen width and get a screen height. These are the two things. And get a screen width is basically the width. Okay, it is a function that is provided by Raylib, and getting height it's a function that is provided by Raylib both, and it gives the width and height of the screen. And here's the pad that I just showed in the demonstration. Here the ball. We assigned a constant velocity, that is a speed y in the y direction and a speed x in the x direction, both are constant. So the ball is going to go like this, and what is going to happen if ball hits here, that is going to be the position of ball is going to be greater than get a screen height. So in that case, the speed y is going to be multiplied by -1, so that it bounces like this. And similarly for speed x, it is going to be multiplied by -1 when it reaches here, so it goes just like this. So this is basically the physics. So get mouse y, it is also a function provided by Raylib. The get mouse y corresponds with this one. Okay, this has a y position, so get mouse y, and this y, it just corresponds with each other, so that if I move the y position of the mouse, then it is going to move correspondingly. So basically this is the thing, and these are the references. So Wikipedia page for C programming language, our official website, and Raylib and Clang and MinGW, all this stuff. You can find it here. So let's look at the code. So here are some definitions. So that is super cool. So here center lower, there's some constant, window height, FPS, ball speed, and all this stuff. So the main structure of program is this thing here. We have used enum, struct, and two structs. So the whole thing of our program is that we feed the data. We feed this data in every function. Okay, all of the things are nested here, because the main loop of this program is just around here. So this loop is here, and it's going to execute this thing. It's going to execute draw, and here the logic of the program. Here if else statement. We have done tons and tons of comments so that everyone can understand what is happening, because if we do not write comments, then basically it's going to be spaghetti code, and no one can understand it. Even I cannot understand it, even if I had written in a line of code. So basically we realized that very soon, so that we wrote very long comments here, so that in the poly, which is going to be easier. So this is the submission of C project. We have just assets folder inside, and main just set a make file, which is not needed really. So main.c, main.h, and all of the stuffs here. So this is our C project. It's a minimal C project, around 400 lines of code. So thanks for watching.